Hi everybody, this is Carmen from On the Floor, and this video is of the wonderful David, a coworker and good friend of mine. And David's going to demonstrate a really great blowout technique that basically utilizes a handful of round brushes in the place of hot rollers or even a big curling iron. David has prepped the hair with Nectar Thermique by Kerastase, as well as the Volume Active Mousse from Kerastase. And Nectar Thermique is a really great sort of baseline, prep product before you put anything else in the hair. It's a relatively medium weight leave-in conditioner, moisturizer, but it also has some heat protection in it, so it's a really great protective layer for the hair in any event that you're going to get the hair hot, certainly if you're going to use a hot tool of any kind, but even in this case just using a blow dryer and some round brushes. And the Volume Active Mousse is super great for body, but it also has synthetic protein molecules in it, so if you're ever working on hair that tends to be fine, definitely color treated or chemically treated in any way that is, therefore sort of missing some of that protein our hair is made up of. It's a really great treatment as well as styling product. So Jess's hair is quite fine. She has a lot of it, and there's also a natural wave pattern in her hair. But it does tend to sit a little bit on the heavy side, and in this case the goal is to build a little more of a big loose curl into her hair, as well as some natural body. I don't know about you guys, but we do a lot of styling in our salon. A lot of, event styling and fancier styling, but also the sort of everyday kind of styling, for a date or even just going out in any kind of way, where, the goal is to sort of look, pulled together and a little more refined, but not necessarily super coiffed and overly done. And I just feel like this is a really great solution, definitely to use on your clients, and also a really great thing to show your clients how to do themselves, because it's not too difficult. So for starters, I think one of the most important things about this technique is what David's doing right now, which is essentially leaving the hair in the brush, wrapped around the brush, almost the entire time it's getting dry. Now, obviously, after the section does get dry, you can see that he's securing those brushes and letting the hair really cool and set around that shape. But even before he does that, and you can see with this next section that he drops down, the hair really gets dry from start to finish around the brush. So there's very little letting it fall, letting it sort of drop from the brush. And because of that, David can really decide when to stop and build bend at any point. So he's coming out all the way to the ends, and then he's wrapping all the way back in, getting the hair really hot, unraveling it again, and then going through the motions, a couple more times. And it's just a really great way to start to really set that curl into the hair. You can also see that he's elevating it, in some cases on base, a little bit off base to really bump up the volume at the scalp. And then definitely leaving the hair around the brush to cool, lifted off the scalp is a great way to get some lift. So we're just going to cut some time short. David's unwinding these sections and twisting the hair out and letting those coils drop. And now moving on to the back, you can see that he's done about 4 sections from the occipital bone down, and has started on the lower crown and is now coming up onto the top of the crown. Same idea, lifting the hair a little bit off base, a little bit pushed, and over-directed forward. Definitely off base when he secures those brushes, and letting the hair cool around them. So now kind of going down and gently pulling those coils, pulling that hair out from the brush and letting it just sit in that perfect curl and not disturbing it yet. It's true that, the hair really doesn't start to take a shape until it's 75% or so dry. So this hair has been rough dried and it has sat a little bit, plus it has the product in it, but now getting hot and getting stretched and getting really set around that round brush is when you really first have the opportunity to tell it, what shape you want it to be. So particularly on the top and around the face, spending a lot of time making that that shape really clean and clear and not, definitely not messy in any kind of way. I really love David's attention to detail, and I think that these sectionings and these partings are so clean and really, really a testament to how beautiful this turns out. So coming around to the face, he has already worked, you can kind of see from before, the sort of fringe section on the sides, but now he's going to do this last top of the head onto the hairline area in 2 sections. And this first one, straight up a little bit off base like the rest, going ahead and setting the hair, letting it dry. But then when he comes around to the front to do the last one, where he really wants to build some body on the top of her hair, he's going to go ahead and come around the side and pull towards him. So now he's really working off base, and I think we probably all remember from beauty school that that is absolutely how you build any lift off of the scalp. And we probably can all agree that bigger is better in the blowout world. So anyway, David's going to go ahead and finish this last section, but first pull out his curls, twisting and alternating directions. Really important, if you're going to do curls in any artificial way, whether it's twisting and using a diffuser or a curling iron, or in this case big natural curls with a round brush, to remember to alternate those directions that you twist the hair. If you do an entire head of hair twisted in the same direction, it is going to look very strange and probably a little bit artificial. So here's that last section. He's going ahead and pulling it straight forward, really getting some nice lift off the root area right around her face, which is going to be beautiful when he drops it. Letting it set and making sure that he has a firm grip and support while he starts to release the last couple. And there we go. That top one is about to come out. And yeah, this is just a really great solution for a quick blowout that you might find on your books, but that has a much more refined and done look. Definitely not something she did herself, but also something that, still does the most for her hair. She looks like herself. She doesn't look crazy coiffed. It's absolutely beautiful. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And thanks to David.